Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at a development that has stirred a lot of conversation in KwaZulu-Natal. A group of illegal immigrants who were working as delivery motorcyclists in Westville have been arrested, and the story has left people debating the impact of undocumented workers on the local job market and safety in our communities. Please stay with me until the end to hear the full details and to see the sources of this news so you can try to verify it for yourself. Before we dive in, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribing helps us grow and keeps you updated with real news that matters to South Africans every day. Now let's get into the details of this latest case. According to reports, authorities carried out a targeted operation in the busy area of Westville, where several undocumented immigrants were found working as delivery drivers for food and parcel services. Police and Home Affairs officials had been following up on complaints from residents and businesses that illegal immigrants were being used by some delivery companies to fill the growing demand for riders. The arrests have raised many eyebrows and sparked heated discussions about employment, immigration, and security in South Africa. What made this case particularly interesting is how widespread the issue seems to be. Many people in Westville and other towns have noticed that a large number of food and courier deliveries are being done by foreigners. While there is nothing wrong with hiring foreigners who are in the country legally, the concern arises when those workers are undocumented. That puts both the workers and the companies at risk. If an accident happens, if a parcel goes missing, or if a crime occurs during a delivery, it becomes difficult to trace and hold people accountable when the person does not have proper documentation. Authorities confirmed that during the operation, several of the arrested riders could not produce South African identity documents or valid work permits. Some had even been using fake IDs to secure jobs. The police said this is not just a small issue, because using fake IDs and operating without proper permits is a crime that undermines law enforcement and immigration control. These riders were taken into custody and are now facing deportation processes, while the companies involved may also face penalties for employing undocumented workers. For South Africans, this has stirred mixed emotions. On one hand, many people sympathize with the immigrants, recognizing that they often come to South Africa to escape poverty or hardship in their home countries. On the other hand, South Africans struggling with high unemployment feel frustrated when they see undocumented foreigners taking up jobs that locals could be doing. Delivery services are often one of the few sectors where South Africans with limited qualifications can find work, so the arrests highlighted the competition for scarce opportunities. Another angle of the story is road safety. Delivery motorcyclists already face tough conditions on the road, with high accident rates and dangerous traffic patterns. Having unregistered and undocumented drivers only increases the risk, because it makes it harder to regulate safety standards. Some of the arrested riders were found without proper licenses, helmets, or bike registrations, raising further concerns about whether companies are cutting corners to save money by hiring undocumented workers. The arrests in Westville have also highlighted the role of enforcement. Critics argue that authorities are often slow to act on immigration violations until public pressure builds. In this case, it seems that a combination of community complaints and targeted operations finally led to action. But many South Africans are asking how widespread this issue is across the country. If in one suburb like Westville, several illegal immigrants can be arrested in a single sweep, what does that say about the broader industry? There are also questions about fairness. Some residents pointed out that while undocumented workers are often exploited by companies, the real responsibility should also fall on the businesses that hire them. It is one thing for someone to be desperate enough to take a job illegally, but it is another thing for a company to knowingly cut costs by hiring undocumented people. That raises questions about regulation, accountability, and whether enough is being done to protect both workers and customers. Another interesting element is how the story ties into the wider immigration debate in South Africa. The country has long been a magnet for migrants from across Africa, and many of them contribute positively to the economy. But incidents like this add fuel to the growing public frustration that South Africa is not properly controlling its borders and that ordinary citizens pay the price when systems fail. Whether it is through job competition, crime, or strain on services, many locals feel the impact daily. At the same time, it is also worth noting that some of the delivery companies in South Africa have defended the use of foreign nationals, saying that they often find them more willing to work long hours and cover routes that others refuse. The question then becomes, should companies be allowed to benefit from cheap labor when it comes at the cost of legality and fairness? That is the dilemma many South Africans are wrestling with after hearing about these arrests. On social media, the reactions were mixed but strong. Some people applauded the authorities for cracking down, saying it is about time the rules were enforced. Others expressed sympathy, pointing out that many of these workers were simply trying to survive, and arresting them does not address the bigger issues of poverty and inequality in their home countries. There were also South Africans calling for better job creation policies at home, arguing that if more locals had opportunities, the demand for undocumented workers would naturally decrease. So where does this leave us? The Westville arrests are just one snapshot of a much bigger issue facing South Africa. It is about more than just a few riders on motorbikes. It is about immigration enforcement, unemployment, exploitation, and safety on our streets. It is a reminder that while some immigrants come here to work hard and make a living, there must be clear and fair rules in place to ensure that everyone is protected, and that South Africans are not left behind in their own job market. Before we close off, let me once again encourage you to subscribe if you have not already. That way you will always stay updated with news that affects our country directly, from immigration and crime to politics and daily community issues. And just to end on a lighter note, some South Africans joked online that at this rate, the only thing arriving faster than your burger and chips is Home Affairs chasing down delivery riders without papers. One person even said if Home Affairs worked this fast in processing IDs for locals, maybe more South Africans would actually get their jobs back in the delivery sector. It is a bit of humor, but it also shows how people are finding ways to laugh in a situation that is actually very serious. All images used are for illustration purposes only. Sources: News 24, IOL, Times Live.